Yo, what is going on, you wobbly whimsicons? Today we're playing some games with my updated build of the Inteleon Ice Rider, and I've changed quite a few things from the last video I showed you guys where I was trying the deck out for pretty much the first time. So we still got the 4-3 Ice Rider, 4-4-3 Inteleon. I cut the Marshadow because Chaotic Swell doesn't seem to be super popular right now, but I would add the Marshadow back in if Chaotic Swell comes back around. So yeah, if it comes back around, definitely throw it back in. But for right now, I haven't been seeing a whole ton of Chaotic Swell, so I've been doing the no Marshadow because we can just get our Path to the Peak and play just pretty easily because there's no Chaotic Swell to really stop us. And not a whole ton of and I don't think I played the Mew in the last build I showed you guys, but not a whole ton of Rapid Strike going around right now, so I don't have the Mew in here either. But if Rapid Strike is once again gets more popular, I would put the Mew back into the deck. So those are like two cards you guys are trying to fit into the deck or want to play. Those are two cards that you can definitely play, and I would recommend if you have trouble with either of those situations, Chaotic Swell or Rapid Strike, put the Mew back in, put the what's it called back in. It's already like escaping my mind right now. The Marshadow, and I would probably cut the fourth Capacious Bucket, which I do have 4 of in here. I've been trying out 4 bucket, and the buckets are so good. Being able to get the 2, make 1 card into 2 cards is just so good. Now the only problem that comes up, and I haven't had it come up yet, but the theoretical problem that could come up is that we can just kind of run out of energy if we're too aggressive with the buckets. But 7 water has kind of felt fine, so the bucket is always better than a water energy because it not finds just 1 water energy but 2 water energy. So we'd always rather have a bucket than a water energy, as long as there's water energy in the deck for our buckets to find. And yeah, we do have 7 basic waters, and it's felt pretty smooth so far. I haven't really had any hiccups and wish that one of the buckets was a water yet, but might make that switch back to a little bit more heavier on the water energy and few less buckets. But for right now, this is what I'm running, and it's felt great. 2 evolution incense, 2 calm usually, and what I played in the last one was 4 evolution incense, but I think it's so important to not just find your Calyrex V on your first turn, but also Sobble. Sobble can be really hard to find sometimes, so more outs to Sobble, more outs to Calyrex V has been super nice. The comms have been super clutch. I love the comms, so 2-2 split on the evolution instance and comms. And for the same reason, I'm trying to help find those Sobbles, and it also helps find Drizzile as well. I've gone up to 4 level ball. I don't think I was playing 4 level ball before, but finding Sobble is super important because our engine is the Inteleons. We got to get those out, get them going. We need Sobble first, we need Drizzile second. Level ball finds both of those, so 4 level ball and 4 quick ball because it finds all of our basic Pokemon, of course. And then I got 1 Great Catcher in here. I tried out the 3rd boss, and I was like, oh, let me just try a Great Catcher, and it's super good. I've loved it so far. Almost every deck is playing Dedenne, and it ends up coming down pretty aggressively in most matchups. So you always have that sitting on the bench that we can take advantage of with the Great Catcher. We still play 2 boss, so we don't just not play any boss all of a sudden. And the matchup that this is really, really good in is up against ADP, because we get to turn 1 potentially use Pierce, and Pierce hit the ADP for 40, which means on the following turn, we can use that Max Lance to double discard energy and do 250, which knocks out the ADP. Otherwise, if we don't get that initial hit on the ADP, or piercing like a Moltres or a Zacian or something, and then the ADP comes up, and then we can't 1-hit KO the ADP. A Leon is another card that people have been playing in here to kind of 1-hit KO the ADP when it comes to the active, but I feel like it's a little bit harder to pull off because you might need to use Melanie that turn, which means you can't Leon, and then they get away with their GX attack, and then yeah, you're behind. But the Great Catcher lets us get that hit in no matter what. But I still like the idea of the Leon as well, because especially up against other tag team decks, it can be super, super nice. So I'm not saying the Leon's bad, but the Great Catcher is super sick, but I could definitely see adding the Leon in here as well. I've gone down to 1 reset stamp because I feel like a little bit more situational, and we can just find it whenever we want. Playing 2 of them can be nice, but we have a bunch of Marnies in here to disrupt the hand. And yeah, because of Inteleon, it's not like we're playing, you know, a deck that's trying to use Research plus Dedenne to hopefully find a reset stamp. We're just like, okay, Shady Dealings will find the reset stamp. So 1 has felt great. 4 Path to the Peak, still trying to keep those in play against the Shadow Rider matchup and slow them down, or even other matchups as well, getting the Path to the Peak in play, and hopefully hoping that it sticks is also pretty good. A lot of people have been playing a lot of stadiums recently, but I think that'll come down a little bit because a lot of people have been playing less Paths to the Peak. So I don't know, I'm just kind of keeping 4 in there because it just feels pretty good. And I think people will start to play less Answers to Paths to the Peak because in general it feels like people aren't playing as much Paths to the Peak, and then that just makes Paths to the Peak better. And I just kind of like 4. Being able to use it turn 1 and just win the game is pretty cool. Of course, 2 boss, like I mentioned, of course, the usual suspects, Marnie. I guess not usual suspects, because we have Melanie in here, obviously. So 4 Melanie, 4 Marnie, and the 1 research for the draw supporters. Only 1 research in here because it's not the best support. Like, we usually don't want to be discarding our hand. And we're usually trying to use Melanie on our turn anyways. And Marnie's great for disruption. And we're kind of picking out whatever we want for our turn from the the Inteleons and Drizzile and stuff, we don't have to dig super hard into our deck. So Damarni to disrupt their hand and then, you know, get whatever we need off the Shady Dealings is usually a little bit better of a combo. But having one research in the deck is super nice. Sometimes you'll just have those hands where it's like, this is a bunch of junk, or I don't want to disrupt my opponent's hand with Marnie, but I also can't play or don't want to play Melanie. Then you can just go get your one of research with the Shady Dealings, and that's why we only really need it as a one of. I mean, two would be nice because more draw supporters doesn't hurt, but we just have it in here as a one of because we're just like, I just want research this turn, so I'm just gonna go Shady Dealings, grab it, and use it because we have that access to our trainer cards through the Shady Dealings. So playing one-ofs like this is just fine, just like the reset stamp. We don't really need more than it because we can just find it whenever we need it. And that's the list. That's the list I've been rocking. It's been feeling super good, super smooth. I went on a 11-game win streak with it on stream the other day. By the way, if you're not following the stream, you should go follow it. First link in the description, twitch.tv/AzulGG. And then, as always, a shout out to PokemonCard.io is where I post all my deck lists. So go check them out as well at PokemonCard.io. All my deck lists from the YouTube channel, from the YouTube videos on the YouTube channel, make their way over there for you guys to easily import into PTCGO. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some games. All right, here we go. One the coin flip. So I would like to go first. If I could choose to, if I could open Sobble every single game, like I am right here, I would probably choose to go second because we can just keep calling turn one, which is super good. But can't always predict that you're going to open the Sobble, and we only play 2 air balloons for switch cards. Oh, it's another change that was made from my last build to this build, I guess, was there's now 2 air balloons over, was I think 2 switch and an air balloon, so that's also a change that happened. Not looking good. Ugh, looking even worse. So not looking good here, but hopefully it gets better. Go ahead, throw down an energy on the Sobble. Does that ever hurt? I don't think so. And pass on my opponent. Hopefully Path to the Peak does some work and slows them down. Maybe even makes them dead draw for a turn. Because, yeah, our hand is not good. No turn 1 Ice Rider. They're going for the Cresselia. So that's a good sign. Because that means they're not going to be attacking us turn 1. So this is a good sign. This is a good thing. The Cresselia turn 1 is a good thing. And they had a Marnie. They have a Research. They got, like, everything going here. Or plenty of stuff to get going here. The Aurora Energy comes down. Boom. There's the Calyrex. They will get to set up quite a bit of energy in play, but it's not House. House is what I was actually scared of, because then we'd probably just lose. But I guess we could have kept calling, so we wouldn't lose to House, actually. So that actually would have been, I don't want to say it would have been fine, but we would have survived. And I could keep calling here, but I really, okay, there's a Marnie. So I do want to keep calling. I do want to keep calling, but I also need to get out a Calyrex V. So if we draw into a Drizzile, but not a V, okay, so we got both. So that's pretty good. Now we can keep calling and then go from there. So pretty good draw here. Calm away the Drizzile. Hopefully we didn't prize too many Sobble. I prized 2 Sobble. I feel like I prized 2 Sobble a lot. So we can keep calling for 1. Great. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, it's going to get tough from here. I feel like this happens so much. Keep calling for a Sobble. Like, prizing 1 is like, okay. It's like, okay, that happens like a decent amount of the time. It's whatever. Prizing 2 Sobble is just like, come on, bro. 2 of them prized? That's ridiculous. So it's going to be rough from here, to be honest. It's going to be a tough one without our Inteleon engine to work with. I guess if they whiff the knockout on the Sobble, it won't be too bad. But I fully expect this Sobble to be taken care of on my opponent's next turn. So I don't think this Sobble's sticking around, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. I think it's definitely going to get tough, though. Definitely going to get tough because, yeah, we just don't have... Ooh, Espeon Deoxys. You don't see that very often in the Calyrex decks. It's just so hard to set up 6 energy. If they're playing... No, I can't think of anything. I was gonna say E-Switch. Oh, but really bad start from... So we get to keep this Sobble around. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. The Sobble surviving is actually... That's a big deal. That's a big deal. This is where we might want to get that research, though. We know our opponent is dead drawing. We really want to find our... VMAX. So yeah, I think this is where we go for that research. I can get it. Yeah, we really want that VMAX. Let's do it. Let's do it. We do lose the Great Catcher. We do lose another water energy. Like, that top deck was a little bit unfortunate to get a water there. Like, we didn't want it. I could keep this water here. Potentially be able to attack with the Sobble, to be honest. I don't think I ever want to move my Calyrex. Not that I can think of anyways. I think we'll go with that. And then we do have to max Lance to get the knockout, which kind of stinks, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I don't love doing it, but it's like whatever. So our game plan is going to be like 2-hit KO this This VMAX and then probably go after this Eldegoss is what we're going to be looking to do. So we need to get a decent amount of energy in play, like set up, ready to go. So we can kind of set up for that play. Would have been nice to get a Sobble off the discard, or off the discard pile, out of the prize cards here. I mean, Sobble out of the discard pile would have been good. Any kind of Sobble from anywhere would be nice. We're kind of just lacking Sobble in general. Go with a bucket here. Some energy. I think I'm going to quick ball away a... I should have played the Melanie first, actually, to be honest. I'm going to get rid of a Melanie now, because I could have drawn into the Calyrex V and then not need... Or more options for the quick ball, because I don't really want to quick ball away that, but I ended up doing it anyways, so a little bit awkward. Okay, got some Calyrex. Yeah, would have had plenty of stuff. Attach and Max Lance. I think I'm just going to discard both here to get the big hit off. Because we're probably about to go down, and if we don't go down, we have the air balloon, so we can retreat to the bench one and then go from there. This is actually one of those games where it feels like, well, see, we got 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 2 energy left. So this is one of those games where it's feeling like we might run out of energy, but I don't think we quite will. And I think we'll be able to pull it out in the end just before we would potentially run out of energy. Yeah, the early pass to the peak doing work. Still, my opponent still dead hand. Hasn't been able to use that underworld door, or maybe they have a Dedenne in hand, or even a quick ball for Dedenne, whatever. Haven't been able to do it because of that path to the peak. Path to the peak doing massive work here. See the Drizzile. I'm gonna go Inteleon here. I'm gonna grab Evolution Incense and a Melanie. Set up a bunch of energy on this thing. Melanie here. 2, 3, Evolution Incense. Grab the Calyrex VMAX. And then I'm actually not going to evolve this Drizzile, because I could potentially get this into an Inteleon. Actually, this one should have been the Inteleon, and this one shouldn't have, to be honest. I'm going to attach here, though, I think. Make so everything is a little bit easier to move, because we have 4, 5, 6. So we have 1 energy left. We can just hit this one with the first attack here to get the knockout. So we're going to attach that there. I'm going to play the reset stamp as well. They just got 3 random cards, but they can combo that with 3 random other cards. So if I play the reset stamp, it's just 3 random cards. So a little bit better theoretically to do it like this. Trying to play around house as well. So I think I want to quick ball something away. Probably get rid of the path to the peak here. Grab another horse. I'm not going to bench this horse, though. I'm just going to leave it in the hand. And I'm not going to evolve this, like I said, because now because that way if they stamp me next turn... Oops, I almost clicked the wrong attack there. If they stamp me next turn, if I evolve this to a Drizzile now, if they stamp me, I can't find... If I draw into Level Ball, I can't use Level Ball to get a card to use. I would have to use... I have to get Evolution Incense or Calm. But now, because I do it like this, I can draw into a Drizzile or a Drizzile. I could just draw into a Drizzile as well. Like, here comes a stamp to 2. So now if I draw into a Drizzile, because I still have 3 Drizzile in the deck, I could use that. Ooh, not a ridiculously good draw, though. And my opponent is back. They're up and running. Got the quick ball. Get rid of the boss's orders. Here comes the Crobat for 6. So... the reset stamp there not doing exactly what I wanted to do. I just didn't want it in my deck anymore, because at that point it's just like another dead card to have. Our current hand here, though, is dead. Let's see how good my opponent draws off this Crobat. We need... What do we need? We need a Drizzile here, basically. We need a Drizzile. Comes a Fog Crystal. They do have to hit us with the Calyrex this turn, which doesn't have a ton of energy on it, or they don't have a ton of energy in play, so it's not gonna do a whole ton of damage. And we could get a boss still. We got... I don't know, 3 Level Ball. The comms aren't useful right now because we don't have a Pokemon in hand. 1 Evolution Incense, 3 Drizzile. So that's 6, 7 outs. So we got like 7 outs to get the knockout here, or 7, 8, 9. There's 2 boss in the deck as well, so a ton of outs here. Yeah, I kind of stamped my opponent into the perfect hand. The Chaotic Swell Quick Ball Crobat stamp. Only a little bit good, I guess. And they still have their GX attack as well, which actually is kind of scary. The fact that they have their GX attack still. So the next turn they could use Pale Moon or something like that. We could be in a world of hurt. So we really want to win this turn. And all we need is the boss, though. All we need is that boss. So you say I said Level Ball, Drizzile, Evolution Incense. Calm doesn't work, unfortunately. And that's why we did leave this Sobble up. We didn't evolve it to a Drizzile because we need so little on the next turn. We lose a lot of outs if I was to evolve this. So let's get that top deck and let's close this one out, please. And I top deck the Inteleon. Wow, that is unfortunate. Of all things to top deck there, that I do lose that out. If I don't have a Drizzile in play, I can't evolve to Inteleon. That is true, but there's way more Drizzile outs than Inteleon. Now we're just in a really bad spot because they actually 2-hit KO us in the current situation. We just don't. That is so unfortunate to not have boss there. Grab this. Gonna just have to hard retreat, I guess. To Inteleon and pass. Feels bad. Feels really bad. But this is where we're at now. Yeah, pass. Pass. There's another swell from my opponent already. Here comes a Marnie, though. That's huge. Our water energy does go to the bottom of our deck now, which stinks. I probably should have attached it here, to be honest. So that was a misplay from me. I should have attached that water to this one, and then I would have had game in hand. So I should have attached the water here because it can only ever go here for me to win the game at this point. But here comes a Night Watch, I think, from my opponent. So who knows what we'll have access to anyways after this Night Watch. But yeah, I should have done that for sure. Unless they... Uh-oh. I think they maybe retreated a little bit aggressively there. I mean, I can't currently move my Inteleon, though, so... They still have time to win this game. Yeah, it looks like they retreated a little bit aggressively because now they're just stopped. They just stopped playing. They're just not playing anymore. So it makes me feel like they just don't... Yeah, I think they like had an underworld door and then retreated too fast and didn't use the underworld door. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Gonna do this. Grab myself Melanie, I think. I do have to be very careful of Trevnor, so I don't want to go into the active here. If they have boss, they win on this. So I can just like play like they don't have boss. Gonna Melanie here. Draw some cards. And I think hold the hand and just pass. And then we have game next turn if the Night Watch isn't too brutal. I don't see a better play. I could evolve this, I guess, at the very least. I should probably evolve this. Yeah, get the evolution out now. I should have, like I mentioned, I should have already had it. I should have already had the energy here. I should have just attached that on the last one because this was basically my win condition, is make this a VMAX and use this to get my last 2 prize cards. So I should have had that energy already there. I wouldn't have been able to win because I couldn't move this and what's it called. But here comes the research from my opponent. Down to only 1 card left in deck. Do they have a way to win this turn? Here's the house. And I think the answer is going to be yes, because I'm assuming they have, what, 3, 6... Well, I have 6 trainers in my hand. So I could have played a bunch of my trainers. But I was trying to play around Night Watch. Because that's what I was scared of, was Night Watch. Keeping my options open for Night Watch. But I could have, like, put the balloon down, maybe. I don't know. We see no need so little at that point. Well, pass. If they've got another boss, they win the game. Let's see if they've got it. They do probably play 3, and there's the boss. So we are going to take a L in this first one. It was close. Our opponent had basically nothing going on. We weren't able to... I mean, that reset stamp was just really good. We reset stamped them into the perfect cards. Not going to work out this time. Let's see if we can get them in the next. All right, here we go again. Hopefully it doesn't go as poorly in the late game as the last one. Let's see. We will go first again. Like I said, going second feels really good when we open Sobble, but we can't predict that we're going to open Sobble. We play 8 Pokemon total, and we kind of just have to start with whatever we open with. And we don't play a ton of switch cards. So, like, if we played a ton of switch cards, we could, like, you know, choose to go second and switch into the Sobble. Once again, we have opened Sobble. So, yeah. Once again, we've opened Sobble. Once again, can't predict it. So, we have a pretty good hand, though. I'm going to go ahead and quick ball away the Marnie, because we can look for, like, an attach research. This time, we have the Sobble squad in the deck. But what else did we prize? We prize an energy, a horse. No horse is prized. No buckets. No incense. No, 1 level ball. 1 quick ball. Much rather have those prized. A Marnie. Air balloons in. We did prize an air balloon as well. Okay. Looks good. Sounds good. Boom. Now they are playing Koko V, which makes me think they're probably playing Koko VMAX. Which, to be honest, it's gonna be tough. We don't play any switch. We don't play any switch. So I don't want a VMAX in this matchup, I don't think, because we can actually like attack with the V. We can attack with the V. Oh, but they can no, we can attack with the V. They hit us, and then we evolve hit them. Is gonna be our game plan, I think, because if we just VMAX and hit them, they'll just paralyze our VMAX and we'll probably lose. So unless it's like this, where if you just knock out this, they can't even create a VMAX on the next turn, we're probably going to KO this next turn, because that's just kind of too good of a prize card to not take. So we'll see if they get another Koko V, and if they don't, we're just going to go ahead and knock this thing out. But if they do get another Koko V, I don't really want a VMAX because of that scenario. Yeah, I'm not trying to VMAX and then my opponent just be like, all right, you're paralyzed and you're stuck or forever or whatever. So I don't really want that to happen. Oh, there's the Electro Bomb. Oh, it does. We are weak. Man, that's unlucky. Melanie top deck. That's fine. We're just going to go with the research here. We lose the Drizzile. We lose the Melanie, but really not that big of a deal. Got another Sobble to work with. I'm going to go ahead and grab another Sobble to work with. And we're just going to take this knockout, and we'll go from here. We can do the whole not evolve, evolve later on trick later on. For sure, but for right now we're just going to start swinging, and this might just be enough for us to win the game at this point, to be honest. I don't think they're going to concede. Well, they might. Like, no Koko. They have the Voltorb so they can get the Electro, but they don't have a Koko to work with here. So they can't like attack. They could attack this turn, but they can't attack with a VMAX. So they'd attack with a V, and then if we just get Melanie energy, we knock that out, and then we go down to one prize card, and then we just kind of win the game on the next turn. If they ever popped another Electrode, they couldn't pop another Electrode, which means they can't get energy in play, which means, yeah, we just kind of win the game. So awkward scenario for my opponent. Although I don't really want to max Lance KO a Voltorb, but I guess it wouldn't really matter if they just don't get access to the Electrode. That just kind of works out better for me, because then once again on their following turn, they won't be able to have an attacker set up. They could get down like second Voltorb and then Koko VMAX here. And at that point, I would probably think about what I want to do for a second. I'm actually not sure how I'd want to play it out if that is what happens. Now, there's the Koko V, and if they put down another Voltorb, like I said, if they bench another Voltorb, what do we do? What do we do from there? Because if I knock out the active, they can pop the other one to Electrode, VMAX, hit us, and then maybe I just wait until I get knocked out, and then I go hit with my new VMAX, and then they would be down to 2 prize cards. We would also be down to 2 prize cards, and then they wouldn't be able to paralyze us with the Koko VMAX. So that should be fine. A fine route to take. But they're evolving to the Electrode, so that's it. They're using it this turn. U-turn board on it, or are they just running away? They're just running away for the turn, but do they have another Koko to work with? I don't think so. Maybe tag call. Do they play Pikaram? Raichu? Something like that? Maybe. Nope, just Malon, Lana, Caitlyn, and Cynthia. So are they just hoping that I don't have the Melanie? That could be what they're doing here. Like, all right, if you got Melanie, I guess you win. Here comes the reset stamp, so they got some disruption to go with it to try and prevent us from getting there. But that's Melanie, that's Bucket, that's Level Ball. So we got it. it's all done. They're gonna get knocked out here. I mean, we'll see. They could still have a second Koko V to work with here, and then I would reconsider knocking this thing out. If I knock this out and they pop Electro, then they get the VMAX, but then I could just have a second V loaded up, like I said, so it'd probably be fine to... Oh, they're going with the Buzz app right now. They are really just being like, all right, you don't got it. You don't have Melanie. And sometimes that's just how you have to play. You have to play if your opponent doesn't have it. They're going to get this extra hit in here for 20 damage. I don't know about that. All right, Melanie. Bucket. And knockouts. And that's game. Quick one here against the Koko VMAX. But we had an aggressive start. They had a pretty slow start. That's what's going to happen sometimes. And walk away with that dub. All right, let's get it again going first. In this one, Sobble start. Looks like we're going to be doing a keep calling turn 2, which is not what we want to be doing. But we'll see what the topic is. Maybe it is a little bit better. Nope. Sheesh. Attach pass, I guess. Attach path, I guess. Then pass, I guess. Sure, why not? I guess we'll keep calling next turn is so weak. I don't see a better play to make here. It's looking rough. We also don't play the Mew, which can be really good against the Urshifu deck. to stop that G-Max rapid flow. That the rapid flow can be super annoying for us to keep up with. There's their energy. Do they have much else? Maybe just a strafe and then pass over to us. And then hopefully we top deck something. If we top deck, there's a lot of things we could actually top deck here to get us out of the situation. We could maybe even just like, go for a Pierce for the turn, to be honest. We'll see though. We'll see what they get. Here comes the Calm. I got a little bit more. Maybe we shut them down though with this Path to the Peak, as they do shuffle back in that Dene. Yeah, maybe we got him with the Path to the Peak. Let's see. Sobble grab, no surprise there. Urshifu, Inteleon, then quick ball. Okay, so maybe another Sobble here. Maybe our opponent Marnies us. That would be nice. Rather nice of them. Ooh, they had the escape rope, so they could have gone with that Keep Calling turn 1. They got the Stadium replacement, though. They definitely could have gone with the Keep Calling turn 1. Then they're just going to strafe. So I feel like the card in their hand is probably a Drizzile, if I had to guess. Our top deck is a Drizzile. I can still go with the Pierce to just hit, I guess. I could Keep Calling, but then I don't get a, what's it called, set up. So I feel like I have to go, like, Evolve. Yes. For a Calm. Get rid of the Drizzile. Grab a Calyrex. Treat. And then Melanie. Well, it feels really bad. Maybe I could have just gone with like a Research there instead. Attach and Pierce. Yeah, I could have just gone with a Research instead, I guess. I guess I could have gone Drizzile Research. I kind of maybe zoned in a little bit too much on this Melanie play, to be honest. Could have gone Drizzile Research, play the Research. Or Marnie, just get a Calyrex V and attach. But I guess it's guaranteed me getting the Calyrex, which is also pretty important. So I kind of like it for that as well. Yeah, like it couldn't guarantees I get the Calyrex. Although if I played a Research there, I'd probably get, I got 4 Quick Ball, 4 Calyrex, 2 Calm. Of course, you know, could prize some of those things, but probably not going to prize all of them. Here comes the Drizzile from my opponent. We're definitely still very much in this game, but it's feeling close. It's feeling really close right now. I'm not loving our situation. They got the free retreat on the Sobble, so if they just get the VMAX, they get to hit us for 150. We're gonna hit them back. Try and get our. I'm gonna get the Inteleon out. We're still fine, I think. I think we're still fine. They could also whiff here. They could also whiff, and then we could definitely do some kind of boss play, maybe to chase down one of these Urshifus. We'll see what happens if they do whiff. There's a Stone Energy onto the Urshifu V, and they're coming up. And do they have? They could also go with the 100 Furious Blows, actually. They could do that. 100 Furious Blows would be pretty annoying as well, actually. That wouldn't be terrible. See what they do. Incense, though, so they got the V. Well, hold up. Well, they could go with the Rapid Flow, I guess. I was going to say, are they going to go with... Like, they better not... No, yeah, they could go with Rapid Flow here. I was like, they could Gale Thrust, but they shouldn't Gale Thrust. It would only do 30 damage because they went from the bench to the active as not the VMAX. So it's got to be the Rapid Flow. They take my Drizzile out of play. So that's annoying, but I think we can live with it. Yeah, I think we can live with it. For here, for now, for sure. We will be okay. Gonna get ourselves the VMAX. And now we don't really want to put... We only want to put like one more Sobble in play. We don't want to put any more than that. But we have some time to play the game. In this current situation, okay, I don't want to put too many Sobble in play. Gotta put at least one Sobble in play, though. Sure. Grab Sobble. Throw it down. I don't really have anything. I have these Curvaceous Buckets, but I don't really want to attach to my active here. So just... I could attach one extra energy here and then go Max Lance. Doesn't make a ton of sense. How much HP? I got 200 HP left. I think just Ride of the High King. I didn't get a Stadium replacement, so they're going to be able to have that free retreat with the Tower of Waters. Ride of the High King. Sure. I could attach to the active there, but it seems not correct. Next turn, we can go like Quick Ball away a bucket, get a new Calyrex V, bucket, attach one, Research. Don't need a discarding energy. We're going to discard both these energy next turn off of this Calyrex. No matter what it's attacking, if I'm attacking this, I'll discard both. If I attack a new VMAX, I'll also discard both the energy there because this one's about to go down, and I don't want to just like waste the energy kind of there anyways. So it's going to be the game plan here. But we're definitely in a rough spot. We need like our opponent to whiff for a turn. Which we definitely have in this deck. Like this deck plays a lot of things. You know, only like 8 energy. So they can whiff those. And they play the Stone Energy, which makes you think they probably don't play basic energy, which means they don't play energy spinner, which means they can't just go like Drizzile for energy spinner for the energy. Them getting to keep the stadium in play is a huge deal because they also don't play a whole ton of switch cards, but they got to keep the stadium around. My bad. They do play the energy spinner. I guess they also just play stone energy in there as well. But yeah, it's a huge deal to be able to go shady dealings to get whatever you need, but also a huge deal that I wasn't able to bump that stadium. So we're gonna hit this fresh Urshifu V Max, which is not what we want to be doing. We want to be hitting the damaged one. Gonna have to settle with this situation though. I mean, we don't really have a choice, so this is the way it's gonna have to be. Hit us for 150, and then we are gonna go ahead and max Lance 250, attach to a new one, and then hopefully they knock this thing out on the following turn. To be honest, hopefully they knock us out, and then we can stamp them low and kind of hope that the stamp carries us. That's what we got going on right now. We need stamp to carry us, but they got the double Inteleon set up now. Here come those quick shootings to start stacking up damage here. Oh, and I don't even know what they're gonna start pinging. They can start pinging Sabel, Calyrex. I went to Calyrex, hit me for 150. Ooh, that would actually be... That's not good. I don't like this. We live with 10 HP, and they can KO us next turn with this. So I guess we're gonna have to send up Drizzile once they knock this thing out next turn. All right, bucket. Now I could actually Melanie this turn and save the research for next turn, I guess. And go with like 2 energy. 2 energy. Drizzile for quick ball. Quick ball, get a new V. Load up some energy on it. So we're gonna get that quick ball. I was like, oh shoot, are they all prized? No, we're good. Get rid of this. Grab the V. V into play. Melanie. Oops, Melanie. There we go. After the peak is very nice. Love to see it. Gonna go ahead and play this level ball. But like I said, we're not gonna put... Can't put the Sabel in play because otherwise they just go Inteleon, snipe this, and then snipe both those things. Attach to the bench, and then get some value out of these energy before potentially gets knocked out. Max Lance 250, setting up for the Ride of the High King to be able to knock this out with this one next turn. Like I said, we also really want that reset stamp. So another thing we really want here is that reset stamp, because our opponent's possibly going down to 1 prize card next turn, but we're not going to have a real great way to find the reset stamp, because if they go down to 1 prize card, that means they knocked out our Drizzile. So they can go like G-Max Rapid Flow, hit both these, knock out the Drizzile. I don't have the way to find the item, so they're knocking out this for sure, which means I'm going to push up this Drizzile here. I don't love the spot we're in. I don't love it. I don't love it. But yeah, Drizzile's to the active. Because if they only are able to do a Gale Thrust this turn, which is possible. They don't have bench space for Passimian either, so like the G-Max Rapid Flow can't do the extra damage to my bench. They could have the sights to put on this Urshifu, the sights energy knockout plus 150 to our bench. Then they have no energy in play though, so that's where if we can find that reset stamp, that could be huge and get us back into this game. The escape rope, that's pretty good. It does mean though that the stamp will stick for us. The stamp will stick. Theoretically, here comes the escape rope. They get to hit us for 150. Wait, can they KO us? They're close. Holy smokes, we're in a bad spot. Stamp, an easier way for us to find the stamp though is super nice, so that is a big deal. Us being able to use the stamp and hopefully have it stick. I mean, that's all we got right now anyway, so gotta find our VMAX, gotta find our stamp, gotta find Inteleon, whatever. 6. We have one energy left to be able to work with as well, which will be super important. So maybe I overdrew my energy by like 1 there. Should have taken 1 less energy off that second bucket, or never even used the second bucket, to be honest, and just held it as a bucket was probably the correct play to do there. You guys want to take anything away from that last sequence I did? That's the thing to take away. Okay, top deck VMAX, that's great. So we have, oh, they got this air balloon here now though. So do we just lose? Do we just lose to this air balloon? If they didn't have the air balloon, I think we had a chance. I think we just lose now. I think that's it. I think it's over, or basically over. Trying to come up with a way to win. We have 130 HP left. If I don't knock this out, they retreat, knock me out. If I do knock this out, they also just win the game. It's a pretty good air balloon right there. And I don't think there's anything I can do about it. I think I have to give this one up to my opponent. Could set up an Inteleon to attack with. But I don't think that ever really does enough. Yeah, I think that air balloon right there sets up game. Attach. Bench Sabel, because it doesn't matter anyways anymore. Play the research. Draw some cards. No Inteleon, no stamp. Can knock out the active, but then they retreat, knock us out. Yep. That's it. I don't see a way out of this one. Taking all the Urshifu. Yeah, that's why the Mew is so important for this matchup. They can KO it with the quick shootings, but that like gives them, that takes away a lot of snipe damage that they have to put in play on the Mew now. And they also get up triple Inteleon to do it in one turn, but gonna take a loss there in this final one. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.